Hey guys, Shoham here. So my last video got a little bit of traction, like it's getting better engagement compared to my other videos. So I thought of making a complete bookshelf tour, if you guys don't mind that sort of thing. So please tune in, and I'll let you know what all the things I'm reading. So let's start off this one. I'm currently reading Game of Thrones, the first book. I'm around 250 pages done, and I have been binge reading the Harry Potter series for quite a while now. Not quite a while, like for the last 1 month. I am up to Goblet of Fire. You can just see I have barely started on the book, and I'm planning to finish this off within the first week of August. It's a bit daunting, but let's see. And let's move forward to my don't mind the chili flakes. Sorry. So this is the Asimov books I currently own. I only own the one from the robot series. This is a little bit of, yeah, this is I got it a bit damaged from the e-commerce website. So currently I own almost the entirety of the Foundation series, including Foundation and Edge. Let me just Foundation and Empire, Second Foundation, Prelude to Foundation, and Foundation on Earth, and Foundation's Edge. And also I have the prequel series Forward the Foundation. So yeah, it's not in the it is not published under the same publisher, I think. So yeah, that's that. Also I have Children of Time, and I'm going to butcher his name, Adrian Tchaikovsky, if I'm not mistaken. And also Fight Club by Chuck, again I'm going to butcher his name, Chuck Palahniuk. I love the movie, by the way. The book not so much. Like, I was halfway done with it almost, but then I chose to give up. This is Ivor Time Walker by Fred Van Lante. Again I'm butchering his name. This is volume 3, and I own the first two as in the digital medium, as part of my Kindle Unlimited membership. So yeah, so that's about it for this table. Let's move on to the other one. So this is my Wheel of Time box set. This is my old bag. This is the Blackest Night box set I have. This is the Asterix one. I have already shown this in my previous videos. I thought to show you guys this. So I recently bought the entire 8-book series. I don't know whether it's the entire series or there are more books than the number 8, but I think I bought a lot of it, a good chunk of it, as part of the Prime Day sale that Amazon was giving. So I bought this off at a very decent price. So you can see that it starts off. I actually have been intrigued by Artemis Fowl for quite a while now. Although the movie it was really bad. I gave up after 30 minutes or so when I was watching it on Hotstar, and my friends kind of told me that it's kind of like a edgy version of an young adult novel, so to speak. But the premise seemed like very interesting to me, whether because it was about from the perspective of a super villain in the making, like a person who kind of thought of himself as a criminal mastermind, and how he tried to take over the world. That, I think, I'm not too familiar with the series, but I think that's the gist of it. So it has the I think I messed up the complete. They had given it in the chronological order, like in the publication order, but I think I have messed up that completely. Like, I reshuffled them, I took them out and I reshuffled them when I was perusing through the book set. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Opal, Deception, Eternity Code, Arctic Incident. This one is first book because it doesn't have a follow-up title. And this one is it's upside down. Let me fix it. Artemis Fowl and the Lost Colony. This is and the Time Paradox, and this one is and the Atlantic Complex. My God, such serious titles. And the Last Guardian. Okay, so I don't think I'll be getting into this within this year because I have a lot of things on my TBR. So yeah, so this is actually my bookshelf, and you can see my reflection, or my not distorted, kind of opaque reflection. You don't need to see that. Let me just turn on this light. Yeah, these are pretty neat. Actually, I bought them off of Amazon. These are attachable lights, but I don't know how will I change the battery once it completely drains out. Okay, so let's just go one by one. This is Jaws. Not my favorite book, but one of my favorite movies. The book, like the movie, is so much better than the book. I think I have a dedicated video discussing the movie and the book in length on my channel. If you guys want, you can check that out. I actually did a lot of editing on that video. I spent a lot of time on that video. So yeah, okay, these are the Blood and Bone series by Tomi Ademai. Again, sorry for butchering the name. So these I picked up while watching a Jimmy Fallon video. If I know that sounds really absurd, but Jimmy Fallon was doing some summer read list or something on his channel, and he told me it was about this native Indian girl, not Indian in the like native, what is the word, Appalachian tribe. It was about the magic of that particular Appalachian tribe and how they revolt against kind of like a totalitarian government regime. It's about that, and I saw these two at a very decent price, the paperback, so I picked them up, yet to read, so to speak. Next, move on to, I have the Walter Isaacson's Leonardo da Vinci biography. So it's in hardback actually. I read Walter Isaacson's Steve Jobs biography, which I think Danny Boyle made a book based on that particular biography, and it was pretty intriguing. I thought if he can make the life of a like a tech entrepreneur who so compelling and so interesting, I thought he would do a much superior job when it came to like a layered character known as Leonardo da Vinci, because he was a multifaceted talent, and as well as he had so many complexities within his personal lives. And I hope these, like, I am yet to read this, but I hope these are explained well enough in the book. Next is Project Hail Mary. I love The Martian, the movie and the book by Andy Weir. And Project Hail Mary is the third one. Second one, Artemis, didn't create as much buzz as they expected it to, so to speak. And I thought of picking this up, yet to read again. Okay, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy I have read. It's one of my favorite satirical novel or satirical take on like the sci-fi genre, so to speak. And it consists of, I have only read the first story, that the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the following 4 stories I am yet to read. So technically I have partially finished it. So yeah, if anyone wants that cheeky British humor, if anyone loves that particular thing, that particular genre of comedy, they can pick up this one. Next is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. So this is a dystopian novel where the earth is ruled by the vampires, and it tells the tale of a person who was member of a clergy of religious cult, so to speak, and how he, like, it's kind of in the same vein of Interview with the Vampire by I forgot, Robin Hobb, I think her name is. So it's kind of like it's spiritual successor of that particular book, and it's pretty interesting. J. Kristoff doesn't hold back when it comes to cursing and all that stuff. Next is Stephen King, by Stephen King minuscule collection. Stephen King's Salem's Lot, and this one is, what is this one? I forgot. Let me remove this one. What is? Oh, this is the no. No, this is the Talisman. This is the Talisman by King and Peter Straub. This is Misery or Tomi Knockers. How could I forget? Tomi Knockers. This is Tomi Knockers. This is the new print, so that's why I forgot. Then 11/22/63, Dead Zone, Christine, It, Stand. I mean, these novels are kind of self-explanatory, so to speak. These are so famous, so it's like everyone knows about them. And my King collection is small compared to my other author-based collection. So yeah, this is by King and Straub, Talisman. Not the most popular Stephen King book, but it has a kind of a connection to his Dark Tower series. So all of Stephen King's work is kind of interconnected, but Talisman has some explicit, like, very on the nose connections with the Dark Tower series. Next is Lovecraft Country by Matt Roff. Those who have seen the TV series will know this is kind of like a kind of Lovecraftian take on the racism and discrimination inflicted upon the African American community back in the Jim Crow era, that is the 70s and the 60s. So yeah, it's I read almost half of it, and then I gave up. I read it whilst traveling to Bangalore due to a job-based work. So I read almost half of it, and then I decided to leave it as is, because the themes were kind of heavy, and I kind of felt very somber while reading this. Next is Ready Player One. This one was made into a movie by Steven Spielberg, and it wasn't that good, but the book is very good. And Einstein's biography also I picked up by Walter Isaacson. I need to get back on my biography readings, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, let's just go to this part of the okay. So yeah, I still collect action figures at the age of 30. So yeah, that's that. Batman, Green Arrow, Red Hood by McFarlane Toys. The detailing on this thing is insane. Green Lantern and our Jon Snow. Sorry for that terrible impression. Okay, this is the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. 5 books, and it is supposed to be a 7-book series with 2 on the way. Haven't read this, we'll get to it. Next is Black Crouch's Dark Matter and Recursion. Both books are based on kind of time loops and multiple realities. Very, very good stuff. Okay, first let me introduce you to the stealth suited Captain America that I bought during my second year on the job. Next is Vostok, the Lock, the Meg, and the Meg generation. all by Steve Walton. Steve Walton, if you don't know, he's one of my favorite current horror writers. The way he creates like this atmospheric sense of like horror and like gore, and there's this like amazing detailed description that he gives is like one of a kind. And if you guys have seen the movie The Meg, it was based on this book. I know the movie didn't do it much justice, but nonetheless I really love the book series. I have read till Meg. I have read 4 books till Meg Hell's Aquarium, and I am planning on getting into the remaining series. Apparently Vostok and the Lock takes place in the same universe, and Vostok, this book, is kind of like a prequel to Meg. What is that? Night Stalkers, the 5th book in the Meg series. So yeah. So I have taken a break from reading the Meg series, and I plan to get back to it. Wow, I didn't know this was Tor publication. Tor, if you don't know, is a huge like publishers. One of the, like, they published Stormlight Archives and all the books, and Buntum is also pretty big in terms of publication. Okay, I forgot to show you one another thing. This is my Michael Crichton, only Michael Crichton book that I wrote, that I wrote, that I have, and this is Good Omens. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Pretty good, pretty solid stuff. It's not part of Discord as far as I know, but nonetheless, you can't go wrong with Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Like, deadly combo. Again, Neil Gaiman's American Gods. Pretty good stuff if you are interested in Norse mythology and politics and all that stuff. Okay, next comes Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive. It's solid. It's like, I have read only the first 50 pages of the first book, and I can say that the magic system is very well thought out. The world building is really good. The only thing I have issues with this book would be the prose is a little, too descriptive, Robert Jordan-esque. So yeah, if you're good with, like, if you're okay with huge detailing and scene by scene vivid descriptions, you'll be good. You'll be in good hands. Okay, this is the Witcher box set. This was part of my last year's Prime Day sale purchases. This is pretty good. 5 books. I have not seen the series, have not played the game, and have not read the book. So yeah. Next is this one is my Marvel Select Iron Man figure, and this is the Bucky Cap figure by Marvel Select, and this is the Civil War Captain America figure. Let me show it to you. Okay, so these are pretty self-explanatory. Because of the show, almost every person on the planet knows about Game of Thrones now. So this is the core 5 books of Song, Ice and Fire. This is the spin-off, Dunk and Eggs. This is the prequel, Fire and Blood, based on which they are creating the prequel series, House of Dragon. And since I wanted more of the grimdark books in my collection, I thought of purchasing some of the most hyped grimdark books currently in the market. That is the Bloodstone Saga by John Gwynne. The first one being The Shadow of the God, and the second one being The Hunger of the God. So yeah, have a lot to catch up on. And by the way, I am reading this 5 books as part of a read along that I am doing with my friends. So I have only read 250 pages of the first book, and I have to read all of these in the coming months. Okay, so this is the third row or third shelf of my bookshelf, if that makes sense. This is the third row. This is the third compartment. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, this is the third compartment of my bookshelf, and it's filled with Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, the 3 books that I've finished so far, Percy Jackson books, the Heroes of Olympus, Magnus Chase, and the Trials of Apollo. So Lord of the Rings is kind of like the nerd Bible. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows about the movies. Everyone knows about the upcoming Amazon TV series. So I have read Hobbit, Silmarillion, and the Lord of the Rings I have not read. I'm planning on reading it eventually. And here we have a glimpse of my Iron Spider figurine, and this is Daredevil. Slouching, are you? Okay. This is Planet Hulk. Not Planet Hulk. This is Gladiator Hulk from the Planet Hulk storyline or the Thor Ragnarok movie. I think it's the one from the Thor Ragnarok movie, because it looks kind of like Mark Ruffalo. This is the Civil War suit from, or the first prototype of the Black Panther suit from Civil War. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, Wakanda forever. This is Star-Lord with his headgear and those elemental guns missing. Yeah, and you can also see the little detachable light. Yeah, it's kind of out of battery right now. A lot of it has been drained because I kept it on for almost 3 days in a row. So yeah, this is my Arthasy card collection. Sorry for the durdala. And this is the first book, 2001 A Space Odyssey. It's one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite books. Second one I haven't read, third one I haven't read, fourth one I haven't read, and I have heard that the books get subsequently bad in the following installments, so I'm kind of worried about reading these. This one is Rama 2 from the sequel of Rendezvous with Rama, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, this is the Aragon series by Christopher Paolini. I think this Disney Plus is making a movie. No, not a movie. I think a TV series out of these. These are the all kind of non-fiction books that I own. And I actually own a lot of actually Bengali books. I grew up reading Bengali books. So here are the couple of ones I'm currently reading. I have already read this Kishore Samogro by Shishandu Mukhopadhyay and Ghanada Samogro 2 and 1. If you have not read Ghanada, do read it. It's like Indiana Jones mixed with caper thrillers and like bonkers adventures. Like, it's undescribable. Like, and it encompasses the entire planet. His adventures range from like Germany to South Africa to like every corner of the world, and it's just steeped with rich not fantasy, rich science fiction and all the political stuff, like topical at that time, whichever like political scenarios were topical. Ghanada dealt with those. Next is Dan Brown's Angels and Demon, I think. Yeah, I have not read these. I have read only Inferno and Digital Fortress, and also, yeah, these two I have read from Dan Brown. Both I enjoyed. Inferno not so much, and yeah. I'm yet to read 1984 by George Orwell. So yeah, this is জেগে আছে শয়তান, one book I actually picked up on a whim, as per one of as per my friend's suggestion. Also, have not read this. So as you can see, I have loads and loads of books stacked, but I have only read a minuscule percent of those. So yeah, I'm still like when you're maintaining a job and higher education, it gets really tough finding out, carving out time for your own reading and all those things. So